right, Gavin Rossdale and Bush are back in Cleveland this summer. We had them here for last summer for Buzzard Fest. And you're hard-pressed to find better rock stars still doing it. Pair of tickets to see Bush on the Loaded Greatest Hits Tour with Jerry Cantrell and Candlebox in the supporting slot. It's about a month away. It's Tuesday, August 13th at Jacobs Pavilion, AXS.com, or on the AXS app. As where you get all the tickets and info. This pair for you, caller 10. You're going to see Bush this summer. Congrats. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
If you find yourself breathless with constant laughter, congratulations. Now, could you tell us what show you're listening to? It sounds fun. This is the Alan Cox Show.
On 100.7 WMMS.
What are the Pan American Games? I was reading about or saw a headline about that. It's a big, big deal that the Pan American Games are not only in Cleveland, but the first time ever in the United States. Anybody know what those are?
It's when you have a contest of how fast you can flip an omelet without breaking it.
Mary Santora, everybody, she's going to be performing tonight.
No, tomorrow.
She'll be performing tomorrow night if you are in on the island, as they say. Unless you're going to be in Brooklyn.
Nope. I'm going to be at the Fat Black Pussycat.
Hey! Easy, man. I got to hit the tilt button. Yeah! The Fat Black Pussycat.
At the Comedy Cellar.
Nice.
It's very, very exciting.
Well, that's got to be, right? That's a good,
yes.
Yeah. All right.
Extremely exciting.
What, is that a late show?
10:30, and I'm hosting it, so I'll probably be there.
All right.
It starts at 10:30, so I'll probably be there till 12:31 if I'm hanging out.
I went to the Attell Late Show on Saturday, and I had too much edible.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
How much did you take?
A couple of gin and tonics didn't. Well,
don't be mixing.
I thought that I never do, but for some reason, I was down to clown. I just had a little bit more. I just misgauged it a little bit. I wasn't blown out of my gourd.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Yep. It was good, though. I think they packed it out. I think.
You weren't
No,
there.
they were all sold out.
Yeah.
They sold out all the shows I
Yep.
saw.
No, he's great.
I saw Hilarity's post.
I mean, you see
He's
Dave
the
Attell
best
and you go,
ever.
oh, Dave Attell. He's got, what is he, 65? Nope. He's 59. But he's, he's still funny, boy. Funny. And Louis Katz with him.
Yeah, Louis great.
Louis funny. He didn't blow my skirt up Saturday night, but I've seen him do, in my estimation, I've seen him do way, way better sets than that. So I don't know. I don't know if he was a little bit off or.
Hey, working on new stuff?
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe something. But no, it was a lot of fun. Tell's great. But the Pan American Games are coming to Cleveland. I guess they're here. I guess they're happening now. This is what a big deal it is. Like, are people talking about it? Or I know that iHeartRadio is the audio partner of the Summer Olympics in Paris. You know how everybody's champing at the bit to listen to the Olympics.
Oh, yeah. That's the best way to experience it.
It really, really is, I think.
There's
time
10
delayed.
people swimming in, oh,
Audio
boy.
only.
It's, the tall guy won.
Man, that javelin is sharp.
Yeah.
That shot put.
It really trucked it.
Wow, he got that shot put all the way out there. An international multi-sport event, the Pan American Masters Games. Oh, okay. Athletes 30 and older. So that's the hook. You think they're for people that do they get, I mean, there has to be like a hierarchy. You're not washed up at 30 as an Olympian. There's people older than that in the Olympics, I have to assume.
I have no idea.
They've been working for 7 years to bring the games to Cleveland, and I guess they're here now. They started Friday, and they go through the 21st. This is the first time it has been in the United States, not just Cleveland. So here, another opportunity for Cleveland to act as not only an ambassador for this part of the country, but an ambassador for the entire country. Who better to show 4,000 athletes from 70-plus countries what the United States, I was going to say, really looks like? That might not be the way to go about it, but I guess I would have thought they would have, maybe they did make a big deal about it, and I just missed it. I don't know. But we got the apparently they years ago tried to get the Pan American Games to come here. They were in Rio in 2020. And then during the pandemic, they didn't do it. And then Cleveland, city of Cleveland, heard that it was going to be here in 2024. But I wonder where they're doing it. Are they doing it at our sports stadiums?
Liquid Y.
I'm sorry?
Or actually the downtown Y.
I think they said Liquid Y. I was like, the Lakewood Y. Well, I thought maybe they'd need a bigger venue.
Yeah,
but you're saying no. You're saying, no, they can fit in.
I'm going to be honest, Alan. I made that up.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, man. See, I go to you guys for on-site information. You were being cheeky.
Being a stinker.
You were being a little stinker. Pan American Masters Games has never been held in the United States. In 2016, Vancouver hosted about 4,000 athletes. But listen, man, you know, we had the RNC here years ago. I think that was the year it kind of flopped. But we had women's Final Four, the NFL Draft, and the NBA All-Star Games. We did our show live from the NBA All-Star Games. We had the gay games.
Oh, yeah.
Right? We had the senior games. We had the, that's not senior games, right? It's senior games. Yeah, okay. I want to make sure it wasn't a typo. The transplant games. How many different games do there need to be? Now, do you think that that means people who have moved from one city to another, or people that have had body parts transplanted?
It's actually plants that have swapped genders.
Plants.
Mm-hmm.
The Transplant Games of America. This year in Birmingham, Alabama. But as they say in Cleveland, we had her first, Birmingham. And so people, it turns out you're wrong, Mary. It is people who have had transplants. Yeah.
Context clues, you know.
People who have had organ transplants. Wow. I guess that's a way to really test how well they're working, too, is to really put them through the paces.
Depending on the organ.
Huh?
Depending on the organ.
I mean, they're all important.
Is this any kind of transplant?
What's a non-important organ? I mean, if you've donated...
Appendix?
Huh?
Appendix?
I don't believe that's an organ. I believe that's a vestigial appendage. I don't believe when they talk about vital organs, I always feel like that's a little redundant. An appendix is not an organ.
Stomach.
What about skin?
Skin transplant?
Yes. Graft.
Whole body skin transplant?
Everything else is a transplant. Your skin is a graft, right?
Not if you do the whole thing.
Oof. But it is your body's largest organ.
Maybe yours.
Yeah! You got it, man. I knew it was covered. Yeah!
Mine's my enlarged heart.
You what?
Mine's my enlarged heart.
We should get you on the transplant games.
I'm not qualified yet.
Oh. All right. Well, I don't think Mary has anything enlarged that would require her or qualify her for the transplant games.
Sense of self?
An enlarged sense of self? Yeah, but you need that, man. You're a lone wolf in the city.
Right.
You can never have too much confidence in this game. Never.
Well, it's crumbling. So.
But it's why?
Because it's scary.
You're on the move, homie.
We're on the move.
You're making things happen.
Yeah, we are.
Right? You're going to get the lead in this movie.
This lesbian part's mine, baby.
Yup. You are going to be that. You're going to get typecast as a heroin chic lesbian. Imagine if she gets typecast off of one role in this movie.
That. I was like, if I get this and then forever I just play an abusive lesbian's girlfriend.
Yes.
Hey, you got a career,
You
don't
can
you?
do worse than that.
Whatever, dude.
Yup.
I'll take it.
Just treat the other
Work for
lady
G-
like she's me. And you'll be perfect for the role.
Get a life-size cut out of Bill's face. You know how like Brando used to have to have
visualize it.
Brando used to have index cards with his lines on other people's foreheads or whatever. Just do that with your scene partner. That'll be fun. You'll be like Gina Gershon
Yeah.
for an
me and
all-new
her.
generation.
Me and her.
Yeah. Well, you're in good company. $1,000 here. Last keyword of the day. Rover starts it all over again tomorrow morning, and you get them pretty much every hour throughout the day. So it's $1,000 from the Buzzard bookie. So I hope you get the last one today. Good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard Bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Grand. That's grand. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
Alan did the edibles that make you think you were watching Dave Chappelle.
Boom, roasted.
I will say this when it was all over, because, you know, he brings like the other two guys up to do a little bump and mics thing. It was him and Louis Katz and
Alex Price.
Alex Price. And when they all got off stage, Alex, as he was hosting, said, "Give it up one more time for Dave Attell." And for a half a second, I thought he said the wrong name. He called him the real name, but in my brain, as he was saying it, I don't know what this is. It's literally, I'm never going to be able to ever have Attell in here again. I'm never going to be able to have Dave Chappelle in here for the first time. And you know how angry that's going to make Dave Chappelle, that I can't have him in here.
Yeah, I mean.
As a proud son of the Buckeye State, I know he's not a native here, but he's a resident, a longtime resident.
Mm-hmm.
That's just going to, you know, I'm going to have to break that news through an intermediary or something, because I don't know that I can do it myself. But yeah, I don't know what that brain fart is in my brain, where when they say Attell, I'm thinking Chappelle. I assume it's because they look so similar.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be that. I'm sorry?
I don't think they look that similar.
You don't?
No.
That's
just me. That's just me, you know. Not a huge fan of Eminem, and I don't think Dave Chappelle and Dave Attell look alike. Those are things that I say.
Those are things that I say. I say it all the time. It's going to be part of my epitaph. Dave Attell and Dave Chappelle do not physically resemble each other. Well, anywho, the Pan American Games, if you are an athlete, if you have come here from another country, welcome to the United States. It sounds like it's primarily for athletes over 30. I don't know what that's the minimum age. I'm curious what the maximum age is.
250.
Well, they do have the senior games, though. There's probably some overlap. There's probably people who compete. And that was kind of my question. Are the Pan American Games for people who there are that many athletes, there have to be a handful of former Olympians in there. Maybe you've got a bronze, a Greco-Roman wrestler from Brazil who bronzed, and then they come and they do the Pan American Games. You know how like comedians just do each other's podcasts all the time?
Mm-hmm.
And how reality people just make the rounds on different shows? Maybe that's what this is. Maybe some people work like the games circuit.
Just till you die?
Maybe.
Well, hopefully, and it's not to the death. It's not the Running Man.
Pan Am Games till I die.
Yeah. Right. Alan, is there any chance that Mary will get beat out for that part by Mary Santora?
No.
I didn't want to speak for you, but I thought no, too.
0% chance.
I figured it was a really, really small,
Bill
slight change.
Squire is the guy.
Did he ever do a song for you, Mary?
No, but speaking of incredible singers,
I know, right?
guess who I met this weekend?
Oh, not Mary
Donny
Santora?
Osmond.
Donny Osmond.
Oh, yeah, Donny Osmond.
I met him as a young boy at the Hill Cumorah pageant.
What is that, a Mormon thing?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they do this thing called the Hill Cumorah pageant in Cumorah, New York, and it's just like they'll act out every year. They kind of change it up, but it's like Bible act outs or Book of Mormon act outs, stuff like that. It's where they say Joseph Smith found the golden plates that he translated into the Book of Mormon, all that crap. But Donny Osmond, being a Mormon, he was in it one year, and everybody was asking for his autograph, and everybody's going, Donny, 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 and I go, Brother Osmond, and he thought that was funny, because that's how people refer to each other in the Mormon churches.
Yeah, sure.
And he got a kick out of that and signed the playbill that I got for a lady in our ward in our church, and yeah, that's my Donny Osmond. He thought you were funny, Mary?
He was very kind.
He's a nice dude.
The Beacon Theater is directly across the street from West Side Comedy Club. And I had a set at West Side Comedy Club. So I'm walking over and I see there's 3 giant tour buses and then there's just crowds and crowds of people. And I was like, oh, what's going on? And I walked over to the crowd and everyone, I mean, Alan, you'd have been the youngest guy in the bunch. It was, these people were like 60s, 70s, like old, mostly women.
It's his demo.
All white. And I walked over to the one lady. I was like, who are we waiting for? And she goes, Donny Osmond. Like, she was like annoyed that I didn't know. I was like, oh, did he just play? She's like, yeah, he just played at the Beacon. Were you not at the show? Like, she was like annoyed with me that I was asking questions. So they had like 2 sides set up behind barriers where he would walk up to the barrier and then sign people's autograph. And then he let the group that was on the other side of the street cross the street and then line up at the curb. So I pushed my way to the front of that group, and he was like going down and shaking hands and taking pictures, and I put my video up. I'm like, Donny, I'm a comedian. This is my joke notebook, and he just took it out of my hand and started signing it, and I was like, can you tell the internet that Mary Santora is the funniest comedian you've ever heard? And he was just like, the people around me were so annoyed. If you listen to the video I posted on my social media, this one lady's like, just take your picture and move on.
Yeah, I know, right? They're like mad. You're cutting into their Donny time.
Well, that's their John Mayer.
I know.
Like,
and I was thinking about that. I was like, if a 20-year-old cut me off in front of John Mayer to do a social media post, I would be furious. I would be so mad. But there was like these 2 sisters next to me before he came over to our little group. They had matching tank tops on, and they were like practicing what they were gonna say. She was like, "Oh my God, you know what we should do?" She's like, "I'll point to me, and I'll say I'm a little bit country, and then you can say I'm a little bit rock and roll, and point to yourself." And they did it. They did it in front of him, and he's so sweet. He just kind of like nodded, and he's like, "Yeah, that's the song. Like that's what it is."
I mean, good for him. He's still working. He still sings. He still does like Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat in Vegas. The guy's put out 65 albums.
So now my comedy joke notebook is signed by Donny Osmond.
Good for you.
It very much felt like the scene in Step Brothers where he pulls out his samurai sword and he's like, "Is that Randy Jackson's signature?" And he's like, "Yeah, I didn't have anything else on me." Because like I'm not gonna not get Donny Osmond's autograph. Like, of course.
Is it legible?
It's real curvy. I'll show it to the live stream. It's real swoopy. So yeah, I mean, if you know it says Donny Osmond, I think you can read it. It's all, I got it.
Yeah, that's a good signature.
Yeah, real swoopy looking.
Just tell people it's Daryl Oates.
I don't know if that's better.
I met Donny Osmond one time briefly in the early 90s, the morning show I was producing on. Danny Bonaducci was our overnight guy. It was the beginning of his career in radio. He just retired. He's sick. He'd been on Seattle for, I think, the last 20 years. But he was going off on some rant about actors of his generation or child stars or people of that ilk. And he just started rattling off names. And the host of the morning show I was producing for pushed for Donny Osmond and Danny Bonaducci to do a celebrity charity boxing match.
Yes.
And so it was Danny Bonaducci versus Donny Osmond.
They did it?
Yeah, it was called the Vanilla Thriller. Yep. And we covered it and had to do Donny lost.
Yeah.
But, that was 93, something like that, 94. But it couldn't have been nicer. He had some work done, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, because for a long time, he didn't look like he did. He looked
Pretty good.
legit ageless. And now he looks like maybe he had a little bit of work done. Marie's had a lot done. I had a crush on Marie Osmond for a long time.
He still doesn't look terrible.
No, he doesn't.
No.
Like, it's a little bit worked out, but, like, he looks, how old is he?
60?
70?
No,
No,
he's
not
younger
that
than
old.
that. He's probably he's 66.
Okay. Yeah, he looks pretty good.
When I posted the picture, I was like excited, and I saw my roommate later that night. I was like, "Did you see I met Donny Osmond?" She's like, "I don't know who that is," and she's only 31. She's only a couple years younger than me. I was like, "What do you mean you don't know who that is?" And then I was like, "You know the Mulan song, Let's Get Down to Business? He sang that." Like,
Oh, did he really?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
He didn't do the voice of the character. He just did
No. He did. I'll make a man out of you. That's
Okay.
the one that he did. Yeah.
Wow. Well, he and his wife have been married for almost 50 years. They've been married since the late 70s. And it was only recently that he admitted, Bill, that during the course of his career, he had been tempted by other women.
No.
He married his high school sweetheart. She's the only woman he's ever slept with. And of course he was tempted.
Tempted by the
Fruit of another. He met his wife when she was 15 and was dating his older brother, Jay. People are old enough to remember the show The Osmonds. Donny and Marie were the only ones who made it out. Well, anyway, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's exciting.
That'd be very exciting. My
was pretty
my
cool.
mom's probably very excited for you.
Oh, yeah, right. Will you look at Donny Osmond's signature in times of trouble
Yes.
and go, hey, that guy, an icon in showbiz, said I'm the funniest comedian he's ever seen?
So.
Mary
Gotta be worth
Santora.
something. Gotta be worth something, man.
Or something. I'm going to take a break. You want to send me a text, 35192.